everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today we are going to be looking at some of the films that I watched on Easter. And what did I do on Easter? I watched movies about the Rapture. Um, in 2022, I did an Easter video that basically dealt with horror movies, slasher films, and stuff in my collection. And then last year, 2023, I watched zombie movies, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, resurrection, zombies, I thought it kind of worked. And now this year, 2024, I'm looking at the Rapture. So, not sure what I'm going to do next year, but this year is the Rapture. I was able to watch 3 of them. 2 of them I've never seen before. One of them I have on a regular rotation and probably watch at least once a year. It is my favorite Rapture movie. I've seen it a few times, and that is going to be the very last film that we look at because I want to talk about it a little bit. But this is my collection, and I do have a list here. I got it all set up and ready to go, where it does list some films that I've added to my list that I'm not sure if they're exactly Rapture or not. But we'll see. I added them anyways. But let's get this going. So the first one is a trilogy, and I love this series, and people laugh at me because I'm an atheist and I love Rapture films, and I really do enjoy some of these kind of pure flicks, apocalypse or end of the world Rapture movies that David A.R. White does. And this I really like. I've never read the books, but I really enjoy these 3 films. And that is the Kirk Cameron Left Behind trilogy. And this comes with 3 films, and it is Left Behind the movie, Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force, and Left Behind World at War, which is part 3. And which has Louis Gossett Jr., who just passed away, unfortunately. But I like all of these films, and I think I've seen each one probably twice. I even posted some pictures that I took off of my TV with Kirk Cameron's character, who is, I mean, you gotta love, it's Buck Williams. He plays a reporter named Buck Williams. You got to love that name. And where he's face to face with the Antichrist. And one thing that I do love about these movies, and some other Christian films too that deal with the end of the world, is they'll just bring the Antichrist right out. I mean, he's right there and looks like a businessman, and which I really like. And it's the second film, is the it says here, he is not the Messiah, he is the Antichrist. And I really enjoyed these movies. So I don't care what people say. I like them. So that's the Left Behind trilogy. Still moving forward with the Left Behind films, this is now, and I'm hoping it's going to be a trilogy, is the Left Behind films that deal with a different character. And I don't know if these are in the books at all, but we do have Left Behind with Nicolas Cage. I really enjoyed this one too. He does play a different character. He plays Ray Steele. Come on, Buck Williams, Ray Steele, gotta love it. Kirk Cameron in this is a journalist, and Nick Cage in this is an airline pilot, and his for the most part, he's up in an airplane and it's, running on fumes, and he's gotta land it. It does have Buck Williams, who is Chad Michael Murphy, in it, and he is the journalist. But who's right there. But it is a different movie. It does not follow these at all. These are completely separate. So and this is Blu-ray and DVD. These I don't think have any like special features because they're all on one disc, which is not a big fan of that, but is what it is. I'm just happy to have them all together. Left behind here, it does have stuff like, behind the scenes featurette and slideshow, interviews with cast and crew, official trailer, author's reflections, films to believe in, and promotional videos. From what I've read, is Nicolas Cage's brother is a pastor, and he was the one who asked him to do the film. And so Nicolas Cage said, sure. Now, following that, and it took a while to make a sequel. I guess they had a lot of problems. They were going to do crowdfunding. They were going to do these other type of things that just never happened. But it eventually came out. A sequel to the Nicolas Cage Left Behind came out. And that would be Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist, which does follow a little bit of the second film in the Kirk Cameron Left Behind series. This is directed by and starring Kevin Sorbo. It also has Corbin Burnson in it, and Neil, I think it's like Donberg. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry, but it's this guy here. I know him as Hawk from Star Trek First Contact. And this guy here, he is Buck Williams. And Kevin Sorbo is Ray Steele. So this film is interesting. Oh, and I like this. Based on a true story that hasn't happened yet. This one is interesting. This one I actually like better than a Nicolas Cage one. If Nicolas Cage was in this, it would have been perfect. But this one kind of looks at the rapture. It's I think it says 6 months. Yeah, 6 months after the first film. Kind of treats the rapture like COVID, where some people believe that COVID was real. Some people believe that it was fake. Of course, we have the shots and other stuff. And in this, some people think the rapture is real. Some people think it's fake. Some people think it's aliens. Some people think it's the government. They even have like rapture shots that if you get a shot, you won't disappear in the rapture, because the one thing that the government is telling people, and the media is going along with this, except for Buck, is the disappearances are still happening. So it wasn't just a one-time thing. And some people are believing it, some people aren't, because nobody really has met any, knows people that have disappeared. They're still here, but yet we keep hearing reports about it. And it's possible that the government, excuse me, might be killing people to make these disappearances happen, or people that are investigating what is going on are killed or, you know, disappear. And I really like that in this. I thought that was an interesting idea, that different people have these different theories on the rapture and what happened. So I've already seen all the Kirk Cameron ones. I've seen the Nick Cage one. So I didn't watch those. I did watch this for the first time. I bought this a while back, and I've just been holding on to it because I knew I was going to watch it on Easter. Um, I really enjoyed this. And I thought actually that Kevin Sorbo did a decent job directing it. Um, there are things in it that I thought were interesting. Like, people asked this guy right here, he's like a pastor, and they're like, okay, well, then why weren't you raptured? You know, you're a man of God. And he says, because he chose to stay behind to help people that didn't get raptured. And you have Kevin Sorbo's daughter, who is a more or less kind of a non-believer, and then she becomes a believer. Corbin Burnson is a part of the media, and he's kind of controlling Buck, and Buck goes against him. And then Neil, I'm going to try to get his name right, Neil Mick, it's like Donahue. I think I added like an extra letter in it before, like Neil McDonough, I think is how you say it. He ends up working with the Antichrist, who I don't think that they show a picture here, which is, I'm surprised that they don't. But kind of like in the Kirk Cameron one, it's a, you know, a good looking businessman who is manipulating people. You know, he's telling them what they want to hear, and but he has other plans. And of course, the 7 years of tribulation is coming up, and which is part of the original trilogy, and they mention it just hasn't happened yet. So this is I really enjoyed this. I was surprised actually at how much I enjoy it, and they did not list any special features here, but I wrote them down here, so I'm going to quickly go over them. So there is a special feature called Altar Call, and that's basically Kevin Sorbo basically like preaching. He talks a little bit about the movie, and then it's him preaching the Bible. And there is an interview with Mike Huckabee. He talks about the film and the Bible. And then there's a Bible passage that's on there for like 2 minutes. It's on there for a little too long. It doesn't take that long to read it. The next special feature is called Behind the Action, and it focuses on a car explosion, a plane that they're flying in, and then also a scene that revolves around like a dumpster, where a guy goes into a dumpster and there's gunfire on him. And so you get to see some how they blow up the car. You get to see the green screen stuff with the plane, and then you get to see how they did like gunfire and stuff on the dumpster, which I thought was a little interesting, is because they're filming the like the bad guy shooting at the dumpster, where one of our main guys who has a laptop, and it's proof of what is going on, you know, with the government. He shoots a handgun at the dumpster, and then somebody, and it looks like, I rewound it and checked it out again, it looks like somebody is using like a paintball gun and firing at the dumpster, so you're getting that bullet type look. So it wasn't an effect. It was interesting. And I want to look more into that, because maybe that's a cheaper way to do gun effects. So then there's outtakes, which deal with the actor playing Buck, and we also get some outtakes with the actor playing the priest, and then there's interviews in between with the actors. You also get a short interview with Kevin Serbo and his wife Sam, and they talk about how they met, and which was on Hercules, and then it goes into like the movies and stuff that they've made and how she's returned to acting and everything. After that is this one called the special feature called The Legacy, and that's both with Kevin and Sam. There's some, it's not behind the scenes on the set, but they're just being interviewed, and it is more about the film getting made. So those are the special features that are on Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist. The next one is and this is one I did watch because I hadn't seen it yet. It is a Uwe Boll film, and it's called The Final Storm. And I'd originally purchased it because I thought it was like Twister, that it was a disaster movie. And I'm collecting his movies too. I think I have maybe 3 of his films left that I want to collect, and then I'm done. But this has Lauren Holly and Luke Perry. And then I read the back, and then I started seeing things like Apocalypse, The Rapture, The End of Days, they're all that's left of humanity. And it's like, okay, I'm watching this on Easter. And it's basically this guy here and Lauren Holly, they have a kid, they live on a farm, and Luke Perry is a stranger who shows up during a storm, the final storm, and they take him in, and he's just kind of a weird guy. They go into town and see their surroundings, which are all destroyed. The town looks abandoned. The rapture is brought up several times, and there are people roaming around, stealing, mugging, killing, that type of stuff. So we don't know 100% of it's the rapture, but it is brought up. And but I do have to say, I was disappointed with this. It does not have the ending I wanted. It does not, it didn't go in the direction that I thought it was. There is a twist, and I'm not going to say what it is, with Luke Perry. And I was hoping it would go in one of 2 directions, and it didn't. It like went in a completely different direction that I was hoping. So I was disappointed with it, because I didn't like the twist. I thought that the twist should have been, if we're talking about the rapture and the apocalypse and the end of the world and all that, the twist should have been more interesting. But speaking of twist, there is a deleted scene with zombies. So at the very end of the film, and I could see why they cut it. If you watch the movie, then watch the deleted scene, you know exactly where that scene would have been. And it's zombies. And the zombies go to attack him, attack the husband. And then they attack, I think it's Lauren Holly who they attack. But 2 people get attacked. And the zombies aren't great. I don't know if this was maybe just a made-up ending on the spot, like some crew members just were playing zombies, but the zombies could have been better. But I do like the idea of the zombie ending. So I kind of wish they would have left it in, since it didn't go in the direction that I wanted it to go. So I was let down. You do get with this, the special features are audio commentary, outtakes and gags, trailer, and alternate ending. And that's the zombie one. Uh yeah, I just wanted something more. So I'm glad that I own it. I'm happy with it, but yeah, I just wish that it went into a different direction. These next two are a part one and a part two. The director of photography on these is oh god, why, John, why, which I was going to say wind, which chaos. And he directed one of my all-time favorite action movies, which is Ballistic, X vs. Sever. And I interviewed him on One Filmmaker, One Film. He was in Thailand. He stayed up very late. We talked for, wow, probably like 3 hours or something like that about all of his movies. A very nice man. And he was in, like I said, like Thailand. And it was a great interview. And he was a bucket list guy for me uh, to interview. And I did talk to him about these two movies, but they do fall into the Rapture category, so that's why they're in this video. The first one is called The Mark, and it's, you know, the mark of the beast, so 666, and this is a PureFlix movie. Like I said, he was the director of photography on these. He was not the director. This has it's Craig Schaefer. You also got Gary Daniels, who works a lot with Witch Chaos, and then Eric Roberts. I'm going to put a link down below to my other two Easter videos and to Witch's interview, because it's one of the best interviews I've ever done. I really enjoyed it. He was such a great person to interview. I enjoyed this film. I like it. It deals with a microchip, and the code for it ends up being it's kind of like the microchip of the Antichrist. So its code is 666. And this is basically the microchip. This is going to pretty much like send us to the end of the world. And or as they have it here, like the one world government. It deals a lot with like the global financial system. um it's And of course, you know, we got Craig Schaefer, and he plays Chad Turner. We're getting some good names in here. So this one, as far as special features goes, has behind the scenes, actors, interviews, and trailers. Its director is James, I want to say, Shank Shankin, Shankin, maybe. Um, I did like it, and it does come with a booklet here for PureFlix. So you got its front, its back. So it looks like that there. And then all these here. I do own some PureFlix movies. You know, when I come across them, I pick them up. So now there is a sequel, which is The Mark II Redemption. Takes place right after the last film. This ends with our two main characters parachuting out of a plane, and when they land, they see basically just like city in flames and chaos. And this takes place basically right after it. And so it's got a lot of the same actors: Craig Schaefer, it's got or Schaefer, it's got Gary Daniels, Eric Roberts, and they're still after the chip. I forget if the chip is, and it's flight 777. See, it's not 666, it's flight 777. in a world of tribulation. That comes after the rapture, and it is capitalized here. So, but the rapture, I don't think has happened yet. Yeah, they're just trying to find that ship, and I think this guy right here is the Antichrist, because he's all, handsome and got the business look and the suit and tie and all that. And special features on this: behind the scenes, actors, interviews, and trailers. The next one is a collection, and it's called the 4-Movie Horror Unleashed Collection. These are all great movies. I got them all because they're really good. I should probably own them separately, and one day I will. But it's got the remake of The Blob, John Carpenter's Christine, the original Fright Night, and The Seventh Sign, which is why it's in this stack today. Pregnant Demi Moore. We don't know if the son is basically like the second coming of Jesus or the Antichrist, and people are after her. So all these are good movies. So I recommend this set. And it says here, Demi Moore electrifies as a young woman who must prevent her unborn baby from playing an ominous role in the coming of the end of the world. And it's got Michael Biehn, Jurgen Prochnow. Is 2 movies per disc. So Blob and Christine, and then we get Fright Night and The Seventh Sign. This is one of those ones that, and I wasn't too sure about The Seventh Sign either as a Rapture movie. I knew it was like a kind of an end of the world type of thing. But this one, it's on that list, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is, but it's Nicolas Cage, another Nicolas Cage, Knowing. This one does deal with aliens. So I'm not entirely sure. This is from the director of The Crow and Dark City. I really like this movie. I've seen it a few times, and he's like a mathematician that figures out all of these disasters, all these events that are going to be happening, which then leads up to the destruction of the world. I just don't remember there being anything that deals with the rapture, but like I said, it's on that list, so I included it. But it is a good movie if you haven't seen it. The special features on this are audio commentary with the director, knowing all the making of a futuristic thriller, visions of the apocalypse. And I did look at this, and it doesn't, he deciphers a code with predictions about major disasters. And I didn't see anything in here that mentions, it does prophecies, but it doesn't mention the rapture. So this is a ticket. When you originally bought it, you got a ticket, which I never used. Oops. Now, the last one on here is, this is my all-time favorite. This is it. This is my all-time favorite Rapture movie. I friended the director who accepted my friend request, saw my post on Facebook saying it's a 10 out of 10. It's It's the best Rapture movie I have seen, and he thanked me for that. I will be reaching out to him and seeing if I can interview him for one filmmaker, one film. Hopefully, the atheist thing will not be an issue. Because I maybe I look at the movie in a different way, but that is The Remaining. And I have brought this up many times and have recommended it to many people. Um, it is the disaster film, the Rapture movie, the end of the world movie that I always watch once a year, and I will normally watch it around the same time as I watch the original version of The Stand. The Stand is my favorite, like Stephen King miniseries, and so I love watching these type of movies on, let's say, Easter or Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, things like that, where these things could possibly happen, and if you believe in it. But I mean, on here it's after the rapture, there are fates worse than death, and this does star Alexa Vega. You would know her from Spy Kids, and she was in one of the Machete movies, might be part two, and she plays a bride, and she has her to be husband, and they're about to get married, and the rapture hits, and instead of like the Left Behind movies where people disappear and their clothes stay behind, um, the people stay, and their eyes go white, so their souls have like left their bodies, and everybody just thinks they're just like something happened, like they just died, and it isn't. There's like like an earthquake, and then everybody falls, and then the people that are remaining, or left behind, look at the bodies and see the white eyes, and they then, this group of friends, and they do meet up with a couple other people, venture out of where they're getting married, and it's just pure chaos. And I I normally don't find movies scary. I normally don't find them, to me, they're movies. So this, looking at it in terms of a like a religious film with the rapture, it actually did kind of creep me out a little bit. There are monsters in this. There are demons in this. There are uh, um, it's not like Left Behind, where people just disappear and then they have to kind of figure out why. This actually, the skies go dark. It's uh, um, clouds, and hail comes down, killing people and smashing in the cars and buildings. There's like flying creatures that are attacking people. There are creatures that are in buildings that are attacking people, like a hospital and a church. What I like about this also is that it does have a priest that was not raptured, and he's just like, he just kind of lost his faith. Some of the things that I really like in this, which I never thought about, is like with Alexa Vega, is she questions why was I not raptured? I did everything right. It doesn't matter if you do everything right if you don't fully believe. You're not going to go to heaven. And her and she gets hurt. I'm not going to go too much into detail on stuff because I really want you guys to watch this. Her husband has some words with God, and God is not happy with those words. So let's just say he won't be back for a sequel. There is also an atheist in the film, and of course, I've even told people, well, yeah, if something like this happened, I would believe that there is a God, but I wouldn't be happy with God. Um, So I would not accept him. And that's exactly what happens with the atheist. Is the atheist accepts God, but refuses to accept God like as his, and Jesus as his Lord and Savior and stuff. And some stuff happens to him. So it's you basically, if you weren't raptured, you have to then accept God and Jesus and everything so you can go to heaven, but you have to die. Like these creatures will kill you and then you can go up to heaven. That's how I kind of saw it. And but you're going to be tortured. You're going to be, these creatures are going to rip you up and kill you, and because you have accepted, you're going to go up. And there are questions about this. There are uh, uh, these things are mentioned, and I really appreciate the filmmakers for doing that. I had seen the trailer for this, and I just thought it was a Rapture horror movie. When I did look at there are behind the scenes stuff. Um, there's a making of, and that is um, Divine Revelations, making the remaining, and there's a deleted scene. So what the making of is, and once again, this is kind of how I looked at it, is these are religious filmmakers. These are Christians. And the company that made the movie is Affirm Films, which is associated with Sony, and it's a religious company. So it's like the filmmakers made this movie to scare the crap out of you, to make you to believe. And if there was a film to make me believe, this would be it. I cannot talk more highly about this movie, and I really think that people should see it. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's got an awesome ending, and unfortunately, I would, if I had to relate to one of the characters in it, it would be the atheist who becomes a believer but does not accept God because of what is going on. And I mean, you're near the end, you're getting the trumpets, you're getting the archangels flying down, like thousands of them. I mean, the whole 7 years is of the tribulations are starting. And in this film they start pretty quick, but according to Left Behind, it takes a while for it to happen. But I like that it happens immediately in this. I mean, by the end of the movie. And yeah, it's so good. You guys got to check it out. So I want to get to my phone, and we're going to quickly just go over these movies here. And so this is from Ranker, and it's the 35 plus best movies about the rapture, and they're ranked. So I'm going to quickly go through them. And so a lot of these movies have David A.R. White in them, and he is the guy who created PureFlix. So like the number one here is Jerusalem Countdown. That is a film actually I'm going to be buying. That also has Randy Travis, Lee Majors, and Stacy Keach. Then which is on PureFlix and Tubi. Left Behind the movie, the Kirk Cameron one, is number 2. Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force, that's number 3. Number 4 is A Thief in the Night. This is from 1973. I believe this one is on Tubi. There's 3 other movies. There's 3 sequels to this. Number 5 is The Remaining. And that is directed by Casey La Scala. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. And I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna have to look up other movies that he's done and see if I, if any of them interest me. Um, so the remaining is on Stars, Infinity, uh, Prime, iTunes, and Vudu. For some reason, I thought it was on Tubi, but maybe I'm wrong. The Mark, and that's on PureFlix and Tubi. This is one that I do want to see. There's a sequel to it. This is another David A.R. White, but it's called The Moment After. And it's two former Christian FBI agents are assigned to investigate the sudden disappearance of millions of people in the wake of the rapture. That I do want to see if I can get a copy of. That's PureFlix and Tubi. Left Behind, World at War, which is Left Behind 3. That's number 8. That's the one with Louis Gossett Jr. Directed by Craig R. Baxley. He did Action Jackson with Carl Weathers, who also passed, and Stephen King's Storm of the Century, the miniseries on TV, among other things. Then there is God, I always have a hard time pronouncing this. I'm sorry. Revelation. I always have a problem with that. It's me being dyslexic and not getting the letters correct. So, Revelation Road, Black Rider, which is number 9. New World Order, The End Has Come, which is number 10. Revelation Road, The Beginning of the End, which I'm guessing is the sequel. That's also David A.R. White. Brian Bosworth is in this one. Number 12 is In the Blink of an Eye, Eric Roberts. Also David A.R. White. He's in a lot of these. PureFlix, Tubi, iTunes. 6, The Mark Unleashed. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I mean, that might be worth it just right there. Eric Roberts and Stephen Baldwin. PureFlix, Tubi, and Prime Video. Judgment is number 14. That's with Corbin Burnson. A Distant Thunder, which is the direct sequel to A Thief in the Night. So that's 1978. That's number 15. End of the Harvest, number 16. It's 95. That's an early David A.R. White film. The Protocol Planet. That's number 17, and that is the 4th installment of A Thief in the Night. The Moment After 2, The Awakening, David A.R. White, and then it's the sequel to The Moment After. So I want to get those two. Revelation Road 2, The Sea of Glass and Fire, Brian Bosworth and David A.R. White. Number 20, Image of the Beast. This is the 3rd entry in the A Thief in the Night series. Number 21 is Apocalypse 3 Tribulation, which has Gary Busey, Howie Mandel, and Margot Kidder. The Seventh Sign, number 22. And it does say down here at the bottom, with its chilling atmosphere and tense narrative, the movie offers a suspenseful exploration of the rapture and its potential implications. I just don't remember the rapture being part of it. I remember it being more of a possible like Omen type movie. That's on Infinity or Xfinity, Tubi, and Prime. This is what I want to get. I want to get parts 1 and 2 to this. The Omega Code, Casper Van Dien, Michael York, and Catherine Oxenberg. I want those. So that's Prime, PureFlix, and Tubi. Number 24, Final, The Rapture. Number 25 is Left Behind with Nicolas Cage, directed by Vic Armstrong. He used to be a stuntman. He was Harrison Ford's stuntman, I think, in the Indiana Jones movies. I know definitely for Raiders of the Lost Ark he was. He also directed a film called The Joshua Tree with Dolph Lundgren, and but I think it came out over here in the States as Army of One. I think it's overseas. It's called The Joshua Tree. Apocalypse 2, Revelation, and that is with Kara Alt and Jeff Fahey and Nick Mancuso. 27, The Rapture, Mimi Rogers, and I think that's also David Duchovny. This is The Rapture, which is 1991, and it's directed by Michael Tolkien, who's also a writer. He did like The Player and some other movies. This was the recommended film to me when I put on Facebook that I was going to be watching Rapture movies. Everybody said you need to see The Rapture. I couldn't find it for free. I didn't want to pay for it because even on like Prime and iTunes, it's around like $10. You can also get it on Vudu, but I didn't want to sign up for Vudu. So eventually I'll just have to purchase it, probably add it to the collection. Number 28, Knowing with Nicolas Cage. 29, The Second Coming of Christ. Number 30 is Revelation. 31 is Sunday Morning Rapture. 32 is The Omega Code 2. I think it's Migido. I'm not sure how to pronounce the first word on that, but it's the Omega Code 2, and that's Chad Michael Murphy, R. Lee Remy, which is nice, Michael Biehn. So those are worth getting. Number 33 is my second favorite end of the world Rapture movie, and that is This Is the End, with like Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, who has the greatest entrance in film history. I love This Is the End. I think I've seen it probably 3 times. I friggin' love that movie. It is great. It might be the last great movie that all of these guys have made together. That's on Prime, Xfinity, and IMDb TV. Number 34 is Gone. Number 35 is The Second Coming, which has Christopher Eccleston, who is Doctor Who. Number 36 is Divination. Might be saying that wrong. 37, Rapture Palooza. Oh, Craig Robinson is in that one. Anna Kendrick, like her too. That's on Max Go, Xfinity, and Prime Video. 38 is Revelation, Terrence Stamp. That's a good one, Terrence Stamp. 39 is 2012 Doomsday. Amy Dolenz, for those of you who know me, I love the Monkees. They're my all-time favorite band. And I got to meet Amy Dolenz once. And so I would definitely pick up 2021 Doomsday. It also has Cliff DeYoung. And oh, that's the last one. So there's 39 of them. So all right, there we go. So those are some extra films to look forward to. So we'll do a quick recap. So we got the highly recommended The Remaining, the questionable Knowing. I guess I'm not knowing if it's a Rapture movie. I just think it's an end of the world alien movie. The Seventh Sign, which I guess it is a Rapture movie. The Mark II Redemption. That would kind of be a cool tattoo to get. Might have to think about that. The Mark, the first one. The Final Storm, which I was hoping would be better, but I did like the zombie stuff in the deleted scene. The surprising Left Behind Rise of the Antichrist. So I'm hoping for a part 3. We need that part 3, guys. The Nick Cage Left Behind, which I always thought was okay. I didn't think it was great, but now I like it a lot more because this came out. And then, of course, the original Kirk Cameron Left Behind trilogy. So, Left Behind the movie, Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force, Left Behind, World at War. So, that's everything, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching this video and hanging out with me. I hope you had a good Easter. And I was watching these on Easter, so I couldn't do the video. And I didn't want to release this on April Fool's Day because I didn't want you guys to think it was a joke. So this is coming out on Tuesday. So you guys could take me seriously with me liking these movies. So I hope that you enjoy them. I have more videos coming up this week, including a One Filmmaker, One Film. It'll actually be in 2 parts because it's long. So once again, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. Let me know down below, what Rapture movies you really like, or even End of the World movies or apocalypse movies, stuff like that. I'd be interested, and maybe give me some ideas for the next Easter video. So, all right, I'll catch everybody later. Be safe, be kind, and I guess that's it. Be safe and be kind. Be good to each other. All right, bye.